Steve is starting to look. R8RBEAR! I realize it looks like it's a tattoo, but it's a birthmark. These other ones are tattoos. This one. Yes, I sell potato soda. Oh no. Out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. What? You heard me. Did you not? So much pain. Imitated, but duplicated Nikki. That's Nikki. That fool with no hair. Woo. That shouts like Rick. Woo. The Raider. The Raider there. I mean, really, you know, shout. R8RBEAR! I have my producer on camera. And that's enough. Actually. All right. So before we begin to do, let me just say, tradition! R8RBEAR! First comment, woo! MVP tonight. Josh Russell, the heavyweight champion of the world, and R8RBEAR Live. What's up, Josh? Welcome to the show. Always there to dominate R8RBEAR Live. Appreciate you, brother. And in second place, Steven Shaw with the silver medal. What's up, Steven? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you, brother. And he said, what up? I'm doing good. Everything is up. So what's up? Third place, my bronze medal. One of my favorite names, Jake Bumpus. What's up, Jake? Welcome to the show. Jake always bumping something. That's your new nickname. Always bumping something. So we just call you Always. Because bumping, you know, and bumpus is kind of the same. Always bumpus and something. Trying to make you sound like a player. It's working, I think, personally. Bumping stuff. All right, so what's up? Welcome to the show, Jeff Gibbs. Honorable mention to Jim Vanderlyn, Stephen Shaw, who's actually on my on Facebook and my YouTube. And who was in third? Rodney Fuller. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. You are third in my YouTube presence. And speaking of which, consider a subscription to YouTube. If you would, check on the subscribe and hit that little bell. So when I come on, you get a reminder. I'd appreciate it. Also, to those of you on Facebook, consider a subscription to R8RBEAR family page. Now with Facebook, it's $5 a month, but that's only $60 for an entire year. And it helps me help with charities like not TNBC Bling Crew. Let me move this out of the way. Yeah. PFA, Punks for Autism. You can see it on the bottom here. Punks for Autism. And it shows a woman and she's like weaving time. It's pretty dope. I was trying to explain to you guys all those times how she has like 4 arms. Check it out. And then she's got these like wicks in her hair and they're lit on fire and it's just dope. And they have the sickest shirts. So you have to check it out. Punks for Autism. If you go there and you purchase one of these dope shirts like this one, you get the shirt, but then your proceeds go directly to finding a cure for autism. And I've already made it very clear. I'm not interested in a cure. My daughter's perfect. All right. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I appreciate you all tuning in. Tonight, to the contributor of the most stars will go these 3 fine items. And I came up with a package tonight. Check this out. I've got my personal R8RBEAR whiteout patch to the contributor of the most stars tonight. Check this out. Check this out. Brand new. I'm taking it out of the bag right in front of you guys. I just got another pair of the tripped out chrome Loke Raiders glasses. You notice it's on the side, on either side in chrome. It says Raiders. Is super dope. And even, you know, it has the tags on it and everything. So super brand new. To the contributor of the most stars tonight will go the super awesome. Okay, let me get this in here. Raider Lokes, Raider themed Lokes, and they're really cool. Oh, whoops, I had one arm sticking out of the bag here. Okay, and so brand new, super cool, and my personal whiteout patch to the contributor of the most stars tonight. And depending on how we bid, I'm going to probably increase that package. So check me out. Okay, so let me get this going here real quick. Bada bing. Let me do this. Oh, I've got so much to talk to you guys about. I just got to get my electronical stuff in order here because I have all my electronic stuff and I have all my notes here and all this stuff I can go over, and I just got to get everything in line before I say Keith Armbruster, who starts us off aggressively with 2 quick bids. Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. And now let's move on into the dialogue. And just real quick, don't forget, that's for the Raiders Chrome Edge glasses and this sweet R8RBEAR whiteout patch to the contributor of the most stars tonight. Okay, so just real quick, super excited about what's happening. If you look at what's happened with our secondary, I love the addition of Duke Shelley. Although he didn't come up with the interception in our first preseason game, he was around the ball. He made a great play on the ball. It ended up being a touchdown for the Niners because it was just one of those bad luck ricochet kind of things. But if you're going to have a play like that, get rid of it in the preseason. So, you know, I'm actually, it's going to sound weird to you guys, but I'm actually really glad that he got that play out of the system, so to speak, during the preseason. Get it out, be done with it, get the mistake out of the way. So you get mostly mistake-proof football the rest of the way. So that should be cool. Okay. So sorry, guys. I'm sorry if I noticed that I might be freezing a little bit here or slowing down. We have polluted air warning and high winds and all this stuff going on in Arizona right now. And it just seems to be affecting my dish a lot like it did when I was in California, which I thought was a problem I would get past, but allegedly not. But what's up, Anthony Lopez? Welcome to the show. Tony, make it dip. Jeff Gibbs, how you doing, man? Rodney Fuller, I see you one more time. Bob Stannard, always there for R8RBEAR, my good friend. Herman Jr., what's up? Welcome to the show. Troy Gill, watching from YouTube. Appreciate that. Chris Strong. Chris is strong. Better. Appreciate that, Chris. Jake Bumpus, Raiders. Denton Rhodes, always there, supporting the R8RBEAR with Space Force. Hey, Tommy, what's up, little buddy? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR, my good friend, Tommy. Let's see. Alo in the house. What's up, Alo? I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome to the show. Jerry Molina, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Corinna Trujillo, mwah. Always there for R8RBEAR. Bear, what a feeling. Louis Hallwin, what's up? Welcome to the show. Tana Moku, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always kicking it with R8RBEAR. Dustin King, what's up, DK? Welcome to the show. John Rogers Jr., support the Raiders. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the support. Joe McMillan said, Bear, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Jake Bumpus said, woo! He did, look. Yeah, look, I'll put it on the screen. He really did. Wagner, big number 2 bold, 78 shell. Okay, Denton Rhodes. Doc Raider, what's up? Welcome to the show. Nathan Gunn, how you doing? Bear! I got another one. Justin Good. Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. Good luck with that. You and Keith Armbruster, go for that. And don't worry about, you know, I'm going to come up a little bit on this one. Let's see. I'd like to invite you on my show sometime. Nathan Gunn, I'd love that. I'd love that. Inbox me. Let me know the name of it. Send me a link, that kind of thing. Let me know what your schedule's like, and I'll try to jump on that. Mr. Armbruster, one more time, Keith. Go get that, brother. Jason R. Morales, what's up? Welcome to the show. Okay, now, wait a minute. Happy for Polamalu slaughtered his name. No problem, Keith. That's okay. I slaughter names every day. I probably call you Armbuster at least once before the show's over. David Belkliber, I see you there. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Doc Raider, there is a little bit of news on Jacobs. He's really pissed still, but I'm hearing reports that we are talking to him now. Now, why is that important? Because obviously you can't get a deal if you're not talking. And moreover, his attitude was once we got past that 17th deadline, he was done. You know what I mean? He was done. He didn't know when he's going to sign his franchise tag, but I'm guessing more likely he's just going to come in and sign it. Now, if you come in and sign it disgruntled and you're pissed off, you're going to play through this franchise tag, and they can only really do it, I think, one more time. And after that, that's it. And then he's going to bounce. You know what I mean? Now, at that point, it may not matter. You know, we may even be okay with it at that point. Because what if we see him get injuries? What if he, slows down? What if he has a bad year? You know what I mean? I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Keith, I said it right. Nice. But I do think he's going to show. I'm reluctant to say to you guys that I know he's going to be there for game one. I'm reluctant to say that because other reporters aren't going there yet. And I am a nonprofit show that tries to help the needy and the homeless and happens to also document and report about the Las Vegas Raiders. And when I do that, there are times when I have people on the inside whose names I never mention for, not wanting to lose them because I have to keep those things private. Otherwise, then they could lose their insight, into the Raiders. And the insight I got from my good friend after a phone call or two and an email here and there was that they are reaching out to him. They are talking. He's talking to them. And when I say talking to them, I want to make it clear, guys, I'm not talking about his agent. So I can report that. They obviously they're talking to his agent at some point or another. You know what I mean? I don't mean like they've cut the agent out. It's nothing like that. But what I mean is the direct line conversation between the Raiders staff and Josh Jacobs is back. They're talking, whereas Josh wasn't even, fielding their calls. Now I understand. There's supposed to be some communication going now simply because Josh is getting the impression that they are going to give him some kind of bump up along the same line as what they gave Saquon Barkley. Again, maybe not necessarily what he wants, but if you show good faith and you at least move toward what he wants and you don't just force him to sit on the franchise tag, which is just disrespectful to a guy who just had the year of his life. I mean, literally the year of his life and carried the team. I honestly, looking back at last season, I would defy any of you looking at his yards and the things he did. He probably accounted for at least half our wins, at least, where he just literally was so good. We won 3 of the games out of the 6 just because Josh played so great. So he deserves it more than just about any back in the league. And he hasn't gotten it yet, but I think he will, guys. I really do. Hey, Bear, do you think that Jonathan Taylor requesting a trade from the Indianapolis spiked the running back market enough to impede re-signing Josh Jacobs? Okay, no, Travis Kelly, and great question. That's why I posted it for you and everyone else to see. How do I put this? Some people were surprised by the Colts making the move that they did at their running back position to basically say to their running back, you can just go ahead and shop the market and, we'll let you go look around. We won't penalize you. Now, you almost never see that, especially with a star player. You almost never see that. So why is it happening now? And you see a lot of guys and girls, they're online, they're talking, they're confused. They're saying that the owner's stupid and that the Colts are making a huge mistake and that he's a bona fide star and blah, blah, and all these other things. Now, you come to the Raider Bear for the answer, right? Okay, watch me. Because when I give you this answer, I want everyone to know. I do this because I want that respect from you guys, because I really do know these things. I really do research these things. I really have been following this for 30 plus years. And so I can tell you, here it is, our football for 30 plus years, but here it is. The Jonathan Taylor thing is the way it is because the Colts are in transition, guys. We all saw them go after Anthony Richardson, a brand new quarterback. Okay, they had a lame duck coach in Jeff Saturday and all this other nonsense. Okay, they didn't know who their quarterback was going to be. Their defense has, been picked a little bit, and it wasn't really that good to begin with. But now it's sort of fallen off a little bit. So see, the Colts need help everywhere. Okay, so when you're that far away from being a legitimate contender, not even necessarily a Super Bowl winner, they're not even a contender for the division, let alone, we're going to make the playoffs and maybe make a run for a ring. No, they're so far from that. They're farther away from it than we are. Okay, so now having said that, why would you pay one of your primetime guys, even if he deserves it, when he's not going to take you anywhere. He's just going to pile up yards, good or bad. He may get injured. He may not. Let's say he has 3 of the best years of his career. So what? It will amount to nothing because some of the games that will be losses, other games will be wins that'll be trivial, and they'll end up with 6, maybe 7 wins tops. And I don't even think it'd be that many. And you paid him his new deal for what? You know what I mean? It's just a waste of money when you can just let him go somewhere else. And another team that really needs a back that sees what he did. He's just 1 year removed from leading the league in rushing. 1 year removed. Now that year removed was a year-long injury. So that's going to cause some people to kind of, well, you know, it's running backs. You're already devalued. Now you're coming off a year-long injury. Yeah, you led the league. That was 2 years ago. You know, what are you going to give me now? So they'll go through all that machinations with him, and then he'll get a new deal somewhere. But it'll probably be a pretty good deal. It'll definitely be better than 10 million. I know that much. Okay, Tana, I'm sorry. I thought we were on the second. I misspoke. Tanamoku's correcting me rightfully on the franchise tag thing. Technically, it's 7 years total. It's 7 years total because once you get through his 4-year deal, you can either give him his 5th-year option or you can deny it and then franchise tag, franchise tag, franchise tag. So there you have it, 7 years. So you can literally disrupt his whole career. I was shocked that Dallas didn't do it to Ezekiel Elliott. They'd still be wealthy and they'd be out from under him, you know, off to the Patriots. And yet they would have saved cash. They wouldn't have had to go through all that re-sign nonsense with him and then get an average player back on high dollar. Which Bo Jackson said that door can't block you. Tell it. I love that little dog. Okay, I hate that we didn't give Jacobs his money. He will sign the tag, but his heart ain't going to be in it. Hopefully he still balls out. Rodney Fuller, he's still going to ball out. I love your profile picture. Beautiful little girl. But I would say this to you. He's going to seem potentially like he's not balling out just for the fact that he's going to get replaced in a big way by Amir Abdullah, Zamir White, and Brandon Bolden. And he's just going to mix in a variety of those guys with him. And he's going to accept it because honestly, I think that's the coolest thing the Raiders could do right now is protect his body, still let him get reps, but then put Brandon Bolden out there sometimes. Put Amir Abdullah out there sometimes. So you're taking some of that wear and tear off him. He'll probably not get injured as a result of that. And then when you do finally go to make him a free agent and you're done, you know, franchise tagging him 2 or 3 times, he can argue when he goes to another team, hey, you should still pay me high dollar because I didn't get a lot of wear and tear those last 2-3 years with the Raiders. What's up, Ma Bear?
Hi, baby.
Don't call me baby in front of all these people. Okay, you're going to start something. Not even Friday night. Be careful.
Hi, Steeler Val.
Okay, so, but if the Colts find a trade partner, don't the new team also have to give up a lot and pay him? That's why I was thinking if Jacob signs the franchise tender, plays this year, he'll probably lose him after this season. Yes, Travis Kelce, but at the same time, there are a few there are a few teams out there that are going to be willing to give the Colts what they want because Jonathan Taylor has proven to be durable. He did have a year injury, but prior to that and since, he's been durable. Now, having said that, he's also potentially a star running back. So a team like, say, the Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, that are all teams that could use a guy like that to finally get over the top and don't, in fact, have a guy like that. I mean, you could argue even the Dallas Cowboys could use his services because they got that little midget Duke, what's his face, and that other kid, but Pollard gets hurt. So I would like a little insurance there. Excuse me. I had the hiccups all of a sudden. Oh, yeah, Keith. I think that he's going to be a little rusty, but I think he'll be ready. Armando Guzman said, hey, Raider Bear, I like our preseason record. We're doing good in the preseason. Yeah, and that's a product of coaching, which a coach to me is a teacher who is getting a new staff of kids every year. And then he takes those kids plus free agency, plus the existing players, jams them into a room, shuts off the lights and goes over game plan. And then when the preseason games start, what happens is that's a showing of which team's coach is really the best teacher. Who among the coaches in the league can get this ragtag group of men, both existing contracted players, undrafted free agents, and draft picks, and then mesh all that together. And at the very least, look professional. In other words, we don't care if you win or lose the game, because preseason games, oftentimes coaches will go into preseason games with no intention of winning. Seriously, they'll go into a preseason game just to test plays, to see what a guy's got in a certain position. They'll throw different wrinkles at another team with different exotic blitzes that they want to try, because they don't care if they get burned, because you're just trying it. You want to see how it works. Does it work or does it not? Do you feel comfortable with it? So now maybe week 2, week 3, week 5, you suddenly unveil that blitz on a team when you need it. And maybe you surprise them because you didn't show it to them all year, except when you were game planning it during the preseason. So you see, there are a lot of things that go on in the preseason to me that make it very important. That's why when people say to me, the preseason doesn't matter, I just, my mind wants to open up and just explode. I can't stand it when people say that, because yes, obviously the outcome is irrelevant. We don't care who wins or loses. But at the same time, if you do win, it shows that you were the better prepared team. Your players came together better on the field that day and were better than the other coach and their coaching staff, i.e. teachers, teaching their players, their students, the game plan. I like that. Plus, you didn't see flags. You don't see guys getting on and off the field, not paying attention. You didn't see anyone running off late or running on late. It was just organized. Everyone knew where they were supposed to be. Good football. And Aiden O'Connell with another gem of a performance. 11 for 18, guys, 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. Oh, it's the preseason, so it doesn't matter that he did those things. Guys, he's still playing against men who are trying to stop him. They may not be the starters. In some instances, they were, like the first game. But in this instance, they weren't. They were the backups. You know, a lot of guys that aren't going to have a job, and some guys who will. Some guys will have a job, but it'll be on another team, etc. But I'm sorry, so what? He still had to go out there, execute the plays. That's what we were looking for. Execute the plays with proper timing to then get results like touchdowns to Keelan Cole instead of just a nice pass and catch. Instead, he waited until he ran the length of the route. And then when Cole was coming right to the end of the route and he turned his head around to Aiden to see, you know, okay, you're going to hit me. Aiden just hit him right. Just a buttery little soft pass. Perfect. But it was just beautiful. It was barbecue chicken. So having said that, the excitement about Aiden O'Connell is real. My good friend, Lucky Pace, you know, he's quick to throw ice water on me to say, hey, you know, calm down with the whole AOC thing. I get that. But at the same time, I don't get it, because you can evaluate a young quarterback in a preseason game. How prepared is he? Does he call out the checks? Do the players respect him? Can they hear him? Is he aggressive? Does he have some bass in his voice so these guys can hear him over the crowd and everything? Will he sometimes correct a player or physically grab a guy in his shoulder pad and say, hey, man, you got to pick up this block. You got to do this. Yes, 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 yes. He checks all the boxes. Is he tough? Yes. Is he big enough physically? Yes. Is he accurate? Yes. Is he smart? Yes. I mean, does he have a big enough arm? I'm not ready to go to he has a big arm. I keep hearing people say he has a big arm. Now, he can throw that 20, 25 yard out on a zip. I mean, it's flying. But once you go beyond that, we really haven't seen too much yet of him throw the deep ball. Now, we have seen 1 or 2, and he did throw them well. But to me, seeing 1 or 2 doesn't tell me anything. I don't care if they were perfect. I got to see, you know, him do that through a few games. And like my friend, again, Lucky Pace says, and not in preseason. That is the kind of thing you can't evaluate in a preseason game. He may go into the preseason game and throw 4 touchdown bombs because he's facing inferior talent, to where now in the NFL, he's, you know, that play is not going to be open to him. He's not going to have the same confidence to throw that ball. So see, that part of the preseason, you can't evaluate off of exact plays, how he'll perform physically, etc. You got to just hope for that through consistency. Antonio Penaloza, these profile pictures tonight. What a cute kid. Hey, Bear and family, hope all is well. Here's one Raiders will have top 10 defense. Antonio, I don't know if it's going to be top 10, but I'm ready to say top 20. And I would argue that that's as big a statement as you're making. Now, 10 would be outrageous. I mean, If we were even 11 or 12, that would be amazing. I mean, you have to remember, we just spent 9 years with Derek Carr being unable to build a defense for him. And now here we are with, Aiden O'Connell, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Brian Hoyer. And we've built a little bit, what looks like, let's not get too excited, but we've built the remnants of what looks like a very nice defense. Now, Spillane, the new linebacker that we got from the Pittsburgh Steelers that we have in the middle, I friggin' love this guy. I love his smarts. I love his build. He's not too big, not too small. He's a little bit on the smaller side because I think he walks around at like 235, 245. And for a middle linebacker, that's really not big enough. I mean, no matter how much we may like him, he may be a great player, but that's not big enough. You can be an outstanding player, but you can't make up for lack of size. You just can't. You just can't. You know what I mean? He's going to have trouble shedding offensive linemen sometimes, things like that. He's going to have trouble bringing down, running backs sometimes, because some running backs are as big as he is. So we will see about that. Niner Beto, what difference would that make? It was 34 to beat down. Even the touchdown you got was like an accident. Niner Beto, you should go now. You don't want to go into that Niner game with me. You don't want to do that. You guys look bad, man. You look bad. I mean, Trey area. Trey area, Lance. Wow. Yeah, he sucks a lot. And then you're and then you're hoping.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
Sam Darnold. No, I'm not going to be quiet. I love you, brother.
Don't get me started, brother. It's preseason. I don't want to interrupt your show.
Wait a minute. Everyone already knows we're bad. That doesn't count. You're supposed to be good, doggone it.
Hey, do you remember the Lions a few years back? They won all 4 preseason games, looked good, and then went 0-16. Preseason doesn't matter, my friend.
Nobody said, hey, see, there you go again. It does matter. It does matter. Preseason does matter. It shows you
the players,
the level of your coaching staff. It shows you the professionalism, the preparation. It's smart.
What preparation, brother? It's vanilla.
Getting on and off the field on time and not getting flags, not getting called for false starts or delay of games or too many men on the field, etc. Those things factor in.
I love you, brother.
Those guys used to that.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. So I just wanted to say I miss my buddy, man.
I miss you too, brother.
Enjoy the rest of the show, everyone.
No, wait, one last thing I got to ask.
Give me one last thing, though. Channel.
What are you doing with Bosa?
Oh, he's going to sign, bro. Listen, we don't need him to get hurt. and this, how defensive ends are. It's not like it's a quarterback or a receiver where you need timing. The guy just goes after the quarter. He'll be fine.
Are they going to give him all
He's
the
already
money?
in New York. He actually flew from Florida to New York, where his agent's at.
I heard they're going to give him the bag, though.
I hope not. I'd rather trade him.
They're going to give him the bag, brother. I mean, I'm talking like quarterback money. He's going to be like the top 5, top 3 highest paid guys.
I heard something somewhere in the vicinity of 35 to 40 million a year.
Or more. And there's going to be a lot of guarantees in it, too.
We'll trade him to the Raiders for 2
right now.
Would you take
you
him?
Guys, can the rest of my audience hear the nervousness in his voice thinking about the idea of
there's no nervousness, my friend.
Money. That window, man. You better climb it. You better tell Shanahan to climb in that window while he's got a shot.
Hey, before I go, all I can say is we have Brock Purdy. He looks good, and we can win a lot of games with that kid.
Right on. Don't bring up Sam Darnold.
Hey, real quick.
Ever.
Your backup, is he a rookie? Aiden O'Donnell? That kid looks like he's a real guy, man. The real McCoy.
Okay, it's O'Connell. Behave yourself. I know you didn't do that by accident because you're a professional just like me.
You caught on to that. I like it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, he's real nice. I mean, he's real nice. I mean, he's got all those pocket tools. You know what I mean? He's accurate. He feels pressure. He's smart. He's already got the playbook pretty much down. I love
Is he a
the kid, but
rookie?
we're hoping Jimmy gets out of here. Yeah. We got him in the 4th round
Wow.
from Purdue.
Nice
Pretty
pick.
nice.
Nice pick. He might take over in the middle of the season. Jimmy gets hurt. You know how that goes.
Your boy already predicted week 8. I'm guessing week 8. If it's not week 8 by injury, then it's going to be somewhere a little bit later down the road, and they're going to bench Jimmy. I think if we're having an average year, he's going to bench Jimmy. He's going to put Aiden out there.
At the end of the day, bro, I wish you guys the best. Go kick ass on your division. I don't, I'm not a Raider fan, but I have nothing against them. Go beat up on the Broncos, beat up on the Chiefs, beat up on the Chargers. Handle your business, man. I wish you guys the best season and stay healthy.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Much love to you. And
all right, man. I'm out of here, bro. I'll keep watching, but I'll be watching. Good night, sir.
I appreciate that. Much love, bro. That's my guy right there. All right. So moving forward. All right, let's see. JJ wants to come off the field to give others a chance. Just hope he's ready for the load. Keith, I think he's going to be fine, but I think that the biggest problem with Josh McDaniels is that he wants a running back by committee, no matter what he gets from Josh Jacobs. Because we've already seen evidence of this. For example, if Josh Jacobs had to prove himself for this coach to know whether or not he'd want to give him his option or, give him a new deal, and then he leads the league in rushing, and you still don't do it, there's your evidence right there. That has nothing to do with devalued running backs or the position being devalued. That has nothing to do with it. What it has to do with it is he feels like I'm not going to spend that much money at that position, period, no matter who it is, because I can win with a combination of guys, even if I get to a point where, hey, I love Josh Jacobs, but I've only got him for, maybe a year or two more. That's it. So I'll get that time out of him. But after that, adios. I'll let him go get his money wherever he can get it. It's just not going to be from the Raiders because his attitude is I can win with committee. Speaking of winning, to the contributor of the most stars tonight will go this fine package, the Loke sunglasses, NFL endorsed Raider sunglasses, and your boy R8RBEAR's whiteout patch. To the contributor of the most stars tonight will go that fine item. I don't know why I keep putting it back in the bag. I think I want it to stay fresh. So when you guys get it, it's like brand new. Okay. Still got that brand new sunglasses car smell. And the patch too. Like rich leather. Okay. To the contributor of the most stars will go those two. Did I say two? I meant to say those. Oh, those 3 fine items. That's right. See, a lot of people have my black one. A lot of people have my white one, but not too many people have my black and my white one. So tonight, to the contributor of the most stars will go this fine package of the whiteout, the blackout, and the dark sunglasses. You want me to take them out again? I'll do it again. No. All right. So check that out. To the contributor of the most stars tonight. And please don't let anyone let Kenny Blair win, because then I have to mail these out to the UK, and that is not cool. That would be so expensive. Kenny Blair from the land of whiskey and crumpets. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for a R8RBEAR. Miguel Garcia, 559 Fresno Kakalaki in the house. Okay, so speaking of roster battles, we've had some roster battles going on in the Raiders organization, especially at right guard with Alex Bars, Netni Mutai, and Greg Van Roten. Now, I happen to like Greg Van Roten. I think he has the experience. I think he has more starts, if I'm not mistaken, than Netni Mutai and Alex Bars. And so I think Greg Van Roten may end up winning out on that right guard position. At least I hope so. I think that he looks great. I like the fact that he comes off of the Buffalo Bills team, a team where he was used to winning. You know what I mean? He's going to want to come right in this locker room and be one of the reasons why, we start winning again. So I really like to see that. Also, Tyree Wilson has gotten back into camp. He's rehabbing his foot still in camp with us. So that's why you're not hearing a lot of, oh, he did a spin move and got a sack, blah, blah, blah. He's not doing the real hardcore stuff yet. But they're still saying, and I'm quoting, he will be ready for week 1. So essentially what they're doing is, it's not that he's still hurt. What they're doing is they're being ultra cautious that he not re-aggravate anything in games and practice, preseason games and practices that don't mean anything. Now, again, we just had that argument about not meaning anything, but I mean, overall, you know what I mean? It would mean nothing overall to have him go into a game like that. And he's not going to learn anything in a preseason game. The only thing he's going to do is risk getting hurt. So there was that on the battle at right tackle. I brought that up just because I thought it was super interesting. Also, the depth we're starting to see now at wide receiver, to me, is super interesting with Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, and then you've got this kid, Christian Wilkerson. Now, we have a lot of other guys, but I like Christian. We have Andre Carter and this, Cam Sims. I really like this kid, Christian Wilkerson. I like his size. I like his speed. I love his hands. And so I hope he's going to be more than just someone we keep on the flag team or special teams. You know what I mean? I'd really like to see us elevate him. Just seeing what he's done with a few opportunities in the preseason. I just like the way he moves. You know what I mean? The way he goes into motion, he seems to time the snap right when he stops, and he gets a good curl. And I like that kid. Wilkerson so far has rubbed off well on me. Let's see. I'm just moving you through different things that carried on both from camp and is now going through the preseason game with the Niners and the preseason game with the Rams. And then now moving on to our next preseason game. Okay, let me see here. Now we're going to get these dirty Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to Dallas to play them. So that's going to be one of those games where we might not win the preseason in this one, only because I think that that's a game that will mean something to the Cowboys. They're trying to reestablish Zach and their front line and that offensive line, their running game and so on, and reestablish Dak's confidence in it. Because right now, all you heard about in the preseason was Dak was throwing a lot of interceptions at camp. That kid Diggs, that plays on their defense, was picking him and talking a lot of junk to him. So they're going to come with it with us and see what we've got. Let's see. Bear, I skimmed an article that said Dave Ziegler is pressuring the organization to get to Jacobs' deal done. What's your opinion of that? I think Dave Ziegler is the person who's catching the most heat, being that he is the general manager. And so even though he may be the general manager, I believe in title only, I think that coaches kind of neuter general managers, especially when they hire them, the way Gruden did Mike Mayock. And now you see Josh McDaniels bringing in his friend from college, and so I think Dave Ziegler is more of an expert on college players that gives Josh McDaniels more background and understanding of who he should get. Louis Hogan said, Bear, hopefully Aiden now becomes our backup. This offense could be outstanding. No, Louis, he's already technically the backup, guys. Okay. You got to understand, they can't tell us that as a franchise, because then the moment Jimmy Garoppolo has a bad game or throws one interception, we're going to start screaming AOC, you know what I mean? And wanting him on the field. Whereas if he's third string, we're not going to do that because we know he's not in succession. So even if Jimmy Garoppolo is playing poorly and gets benched or he gets hurt, it's going to be Brian Hoyer if he's the number 2. I think that's smart, guys. Even though we like what we've seen from AOC, we can't get too excited to where we're pushing him into the water before we check to see if there are sharks. You know what I mean? Has the kid looked good in the preseason? Of course he has. But does that mean it's necessarily going to carry over and we're going to see the exact same thing moving forward in the regular season? No, it doesn't mean that at all. Now, it could, because we're all excited about the little things that tell us, the tangible little things that tell us that Aiden O'Connell is checking all the boxes right now for, hey, this guy looks like he could be the real deal. But regardless of whether we see all of those things, you got to rein it in a little bit, that excitement. You got to pull back on the reins on that horse and not let it get too far out in front of itself, because we may have the right thing in Aiden O'Connell and we could screw it up if we try to put him out there too quickly. Now, that's why I've said to you guys many times, whether it's about Jimmy getting hurt, whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo playing poorly, whether it's just Josh McDaniels gaining confidence from seeing Aiden O'Connell in week 2, week 3, week 4 at practice, week 5, week 6, and he just keeps looking better and better in practice and is throwing no interception and is just slinging the rock. Well, if we happen to be like 4-4 or 6-6, I could see him saying, hey, that's enough, Jimmy. I've seen it. We're not going to bounce back with 6 losses. So come sit down. We're going to put him out there. It's week 12. We're going to see what he's got the rest of the way. You know what I mean? Then you make him the number 2. Late in the year, lots of preparation, has had plenty of opportunities to see professional, high-level, first-round, first-string guys in front of him, and now let him out there and let it rip. Bear, hopefully now Aiden now becomes our back. Oh, yeah, no, you read that. I read that. I'm sorry. Let's see. Scotty Lutz, I remember R8RBEAR Bear when I said preseason ain't about wins and losses, and you disagreed and said it is. But what I didn't get mad over losses, overhyped over wins, because preseason is practice games. Now, I'm not saying it matters that they win. I'm saying when they win, then that's a positive thing. I'm not saying that then makes it matter. I'm simply saying if you put the guys out there and they all execute and then you win, everyone's happier because everyone performed well, i.e., or you wouldn't have won. You see what I'm saying? Whereas if you lose, that's when you can say, hey, it doesn't mean anything, guys. We're just trying plays. We're just running around out there. We'll get the next one. And you can do that in the preseason. That's not loser talk. That's not someone being satisfied with second. It's just the truth. The wins and losses in the preseason don't matter unless it's a win, and it happens to be because the team executes very well, has almost 0 flags, is getting on and off the field with no delays of game, no confusions on the field or who's supposed to be out there. Didn't have to waste timeouts because the wrong personnel was on the field because the wrong guys didn't know they were supposed to be out there, et cetera, et cetera. You didn't see any of that. Not any of it, guys, from a roster that's, been flipped, the last couple of years by Josh McDaniels and a lot. And yet you saw continuity. So I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited. We may have judged him too quickly. I think that's possible. It doesn't matter when you lose, right? Lance sucks. Eric Bell, keep it short and sweet, okay, Eric? You and your comments just yap. He sucks. I love it. Oh, the 49ers are overrated. Eric Bell, I agree now. I agree with that now. I don't think Brock Purdy is the real deal. I really don't. Mr. Niner Man, the Raiders didn't play our starters either. Go get him, Tommy. Don't take any stuff from him. All right, let's see. Trade Bosa for all them wasted picks on number 5. I got all my people just riding my boy. Carlos, what's up? Welcome to the show. I'm not even going to try to read the next part. Just Carlos and Kanji. Welcome to the show. Carlos Kanji. There we go. Kenny! Please, someone please bid more than Kenny Blair. Please don't let Kenny do this to me. I'm only kidding, Kenny. Sort of. But if you win, I'll send it to you. No problem. All right, let's see. Jimmy G looks raw, but led us to a score. Troy Gill, no, he always looks like that, to be quite honest with you. I think even Niner Beto would agree with that. He just always looks kind of tentative. You know what I mean? It's not that he looks like that during games, but with this new thing with us, it's like he's sticking his feet in the water, testing it with his toes. You don't want someone doing that, but you'd rather you just jump right in. But I thought he looked good in the preseason. He went 4 for 4. I think he threw for like 80 yards or something like that. 4 for 4, 60 yards, something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. Hold on, let me see if I was trying to have their stats right in front of me. Bam. There we go. Oh, nope, that's not it. That one. Okay, I don't have it. Oh, no, wait, I do. Okay, here we go. Jimmy Garoppolo, 4 for 4 for 39 yards. Let's call it 40 yards. So 4 for 4 for 40 yards, not too bad. Obviously, that's like 10 yards a pass. So, it's just a handful of tosses, but better that he was 4 for 4. That doesn't sound like rusty, perfect 4 for 4. So Kenny Blair said it's time to give the Cowboys a beat down. Niner Beto, I'm going to say I agree with you. I do think Dallas sucks. I think you'll give them the business. I don't know if they're on your schedule this year, but you'll give them the business. James and Princetta Walker, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR. Yasuke Nobunaga, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Okay, so what's going on, honestly, with the whole thing with Devontae Adams and being pissed off? And remember, he said to us, I don't want to work with no rookie quarterback. Well, he already, pre-saw the Aiden O'Connell thing coming. Whether it was Aiden this year or it's going to be, the kid with USC next year, Caleb Williams. Because I mean, Aiden O'Connell would have to really, really play well for us to not go after that kid. I mean, we've been talking about it for 2 years. And not only that, it's one of the rare times where the college player is saying, hey, Raiders, in videos, is calling out to us, and saying, watch me, this is my prove it year. He literally said, this is my prove it year, and put the pressure on himself for this season so that the Raiders would know. He's saying, hey, I'm not scared of anything. This is my prove it season for you guys. And he put his neck on the line and said, I'm going to be a Raider. And it's like, wow, that's ballsy. Steve Marchand said, it looks like we're coming together. Well, when you consider the additions we've made, Steve, on defense, the defensive line, I'm really excited. I know I keep saying this. I apologize, but I have to keep saying it so you guys will remember that I made this prediction. So when it comes to fruition, you'll remember your bear knows what he's talking about. But the honest addition at nose tackle, the big guy that we got from the Dolphin, to me, that changed everything. When you brought him in, you immediately took the leash off that pit bull, Max Crosby. You immediately took the leash off that bulldog in Chandler Jones, and you just said, go get it. And you don't have to worry as much about the middle interior run because we're going to come and let it rip. You know what I mean? I hope that kid Nesta Jade Silvera, the big defensive lineman, I hope he's still working out. I heard that he was kind of like, he had a great camp and then he was kind of falling off a little bit. Because in addition to the middle, we have Jerry Tillery, who we brought in, 6'6", 295 pounds. I really like him. A lot of attitude, you know what I mean? I mean, he comes in with a big ego. And I like that about him. I'm hoping that he stands up for that. You know what I mean? Because we only got him mid-year last year. He didn't really get a chance to get his feet under him, show everybody what he can do. Now he's here. We brought him from the rival Chargers. So hopefully he's going to go out there and really let it rip. And then what I was saying about Nesta Jade Silvera, he's 6'3", 315 pounds. At 6'3", 315 pounds, that's a load. You're not moving that guy. So now you have Jenkins in the middle. You put him in the middle, and then you put those two bookends in Tyree Wilson, Chandler Jones, or Mad Max. I was going to say Malcolm Kuntz, but I don't know. I just don't know if Malcolm Kuntz, he is just an enigma. I just don't know if he's going to hold on. And I'll obviously know Cleve Furl's already gone. He's with the Niners. And I know Niner Beto's still watching. I'm really impressed with how Cleve has played thus far, landing with the Niners. He seems to be hustling around the ball, making plays, hitting guys. And obviously the same way he looked for us, because it was never his problem looking good on the field or hustling or, playing with desire. He has all those qualities, but he never seemed to finish plays. It was always almost a sack right at the fingertips. And then the quarterback would get the ball loose and make a completion. And then Cleveland would tackle him. You know what I mean? It's like not a sack, but just whisker close. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. It just didn't pan out. But I was so frustrated for him because I thought that it just seemed like he was always so close, but just could never quite get over the hump. You know what I mean? With us as far as Cleveland for all. And then also the right tackle position with Jermaine Elemenor competing with Thayer Munford Jr. That's been getting really interesting because Thayer Munford's getting a lot of the second snaps as far as in these preseason games, not starting, coming in later. And I think he started the first one. I think he came in as backup in the second one. but he played well in both. And most people's money, I think, was on Jermaine Elemenor to win that right tackle spot. But even if he does, it's damn close. It's damn close. And it's nice to know that Thayer Munford is playing it, that close, that he's making it interesting. Now, one of our other defensive tackles, 6'5", 300-pound, Adam Butler. I don't really know too much about Adam Butler. I know he went to Vanderbilt, and he's a big guy for 300 pounds at 6'5". That's a big dude. But haven't heard his number too much. Haven't heard him called out too much. So we'll have to see how he does. He's a fifth-year veteran, so he knows the game. So we'll see. The other enigma guy I wanted to bring up, because we're close to the end of the show, and some of these guys we've seen playing this year, and it's kind of like, kind of on the fence about how I feel about him. And another one of those guys is Amari Burney, the linebacker, 6'2". Now, I know he's a rookie, but 6'2", 228, seems a little bit light in the butt. I know he's fast, but is he really going to be a guy that's going to cover tight ends? Or did we bring him in to be another extra / defensive end, a guy who could blitz maybe up the middle through the A-gap and just try to make plays, i.e. like a Lawrence Taylor kind of linebacker, where he puts a lot of pressure on quarterbacks from different spots on the field. Now, if we use him that way, I like it. But if we just move him straight up defender, playing weak side or strong side linebacker, I don't like that. Because when we see him like that, it seems like he's reading and reacting. And when we see him do that, he's just not as good a player, in my opinion. I want to see him get loose, have a field and a part of the field and a responsibility, and then go get it. Jerome Coleman, my twin brother in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. If the defense plays decent, we should win at least 8 games. I'm not worried about the offense. Well, obviously, in a perfect world, we'd win more than 8, because that's only 2 more than what we won last year. So I would need to see more improvement than that. If we see 9 games, not even necessarily 10. If we see 9 games, 10 games, that's a 3 to 4 game improvement. Now that I can live with. 2 games, no. But 3 or 4, yes. Then whatever happens with the rest of the season, you can chalk it up to, hey, we were, ahead of our skis. You know what I mean? We didn't really think we were even going to get this far this year. Now we're super excited about next year because we think we can get right back here and then maybe go even further and challenge for one of these rings. Now, there are those analysts who know football like myself who are starting to whisper that this team looks like it has a shot. This team looks like it's got a shot. You've got your defensive ends. You've got some linebackers now that can move a little bit, that are mature, that can make plays like Spillane. Divine Diablo's coming into his own. He's gained weight, smarter player than he's ever been, loves this defense. Nate Hobbs is back 100%. Jacorion Bennett, the ad we got, the rookie defensive back, as fast as just about any wide receiver in the league. Will he get, snaps? We'll see. But now with Marcus Peters in, there's only one spot to win. You got David Long, Duke Shelley, Jacorion Bennett, all these guys fighting that spot, because Nate Hobbs won't be there. Nate's going to be in the slot for sure. And I don't know how many of you remember we were reporting this, but when we picked up Nate Hobbs, I said he would be a star for the Raiders before he even made the squad. And then he made the squad. He's been a star. Now, add to that, I also reported that he is not an on-the-island defensive back. He's just not. He is not a cover corner. Now, he's a slot guy that can do a lot from the slot. He can blitz. He can pick up running backs and tight ends or other wide receivers. He's fantastic. And you take out those underneath routes, that's really crucial to your defense, because now the longer routes they can deal with. You can play versions of cover 2 and cover 3 and prevent and so on. But if your linebackers and your strong safety, free safety, and nickel can't stay in front of tight ends and running backs that come out for little bubble screens, crossing routes, you're effed. And now we have the personnel to do that with Marcus Epps, Trayvon Merrick, Nate Hobbs. It looks really don't let them see us coming. Although I did do that last year. I was doing that last year, and we saw how that came out. But, what are you going to do? All right, let's see. Bobby Story says, linebacker's been playing well, too, filling gaps, making good tackles. Bobby Story, I'm excited. I no longer see the linebacker core as a weakness for us now. I think that we have improved the defensive line, where it really only needed, a little help, support in the middle. And we've added that big time with at least 3 guys that are 6'2", 6'5", and all hover right around 300 or more pounds at the nose tackle, defensive tackle positions in the 4-3 or 3-4. And so I love us there. Then at linebacker, I feel like bringing in Spillane. I feel like Masterson has come into his own. And then you add Divine Diablo, bigger, smarter than he's ever been. I think linebacker were better. I love the addition of Spillane. He looks like a leader out there. I love how he tackles. He's aggressive. So if he can stay healthy, we got a lot going on there. So now it's really just one cover corner spot because the safety stuff, I mean, Trayvon Merrick, I already like Trayvon Merrick. Marcus Epps is an upgrade. You've got Amik Robertson, who's nice, and he's just sitting on the bench. So, there's some upgrades here. There's some upgrades here. I mean, you have Devontae Adams, Jimmy Garoppolo, for whether you like the guy or not, he's a winner. Okay, his stats show he's a winner. So Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Garoppolo, Jacoby Meyer, Michael Mayer, tight end, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Marcus Epps, some of these guys, this is a lot of names, to not show up and get, double digit wins to me would look bad. It would just look bad. I want to see a 10, 11 win season. I really do. And I think it's possible where we can make up some of the ground we may lose in those first 4 to 5 weeks. We make them up mid-year. I think that can really happen. Mark Vargas says 12-5. I can't go with you there, but I can go to 11-6. Bear, you don't think AOC can be the franchise quarterback for us? No, Troy Gill, I do think he can be that. I just don't think that it's a good idea to give him the job right away. It's usually the rare quarterback talent that you're really willing to hand him the ball and say, okay, go out there and get your brains beaten in, because we know you're tough. We know you can handle it, i.e. the kid with the Jaguars. He got beat up. They didn't win. They weren't very good. He's gone through that. Then he gets a new coach, Trevor Lawrence, he's gone through that. See, to me, Trevor Lawrence is a real backbone, first string, has the physique and the mind kind of guy that you could just put him out there, wins and losses. He knows he's just going to deal with it. He's got to see the team grow, and he's not going to let that chop down on his confidence. But see, that's a rare quarterback that can do those things. A lot of quarterbacks really are motivated by how they play. So if they play poorly, you're going to get poor games back from them, which sucks. But what doesn't suck is to the contributor. Look, I even put it in the bag again. It's like the third time. To the contributor of the most stars tonight will go the blacked out Loke Raider glasses. These are so sweet. And the R8RBEAR whiteout patch and the blackout patch to the contributor of the most stars tonight. I can tell you right now, this is about a $50 package. And so someone's going to get a hell of a deal tonight. Okay. So get those bids coming in, but don't go too high, but don't let someone not come in and at the last minute and outbid you. You don't want that because we have a little competition around here. See who can get in that last bid and see who's going to win. Okay, Doc Raider. R8RBEAR, I see the season is going one of two ways. Either McDaniels is a complete idiot and tanked last season on purpose and will now call good games, in which case I see our record as something like 12-5, or is a complete idiot and will have a record similar to last year. Okay. Damn. I think he's a very good offensive coordinator. I think that he thinks that without being a emotional glue kind of coach, where the players love the coach and will run through a wall for him, not just because they have a big contract, but because they really love that coach. John Madden, Bill Walsh, Comin, kind of guys that you wanted to win, but you wanted to win because of them as well. I don't think that's what he is, and I think he knows that and doesn't care. And so I'm not sure how I feel about that, because his attitude is, this is a job, you've been hired, you have a contract, do your job. And I will do everything I can to facilitate you winning moving forward. And I like all that, but at the same time, most players they cut their teeth on the idea that you get emotionally invested in your coach and then you play your butt off for that guy. Hey, Bear, what do you think about us getting Chris Jones? He wants out of the Queefs and he likes the Raiders. Can we get him? Yasuke Nobunaga, I don't think he likes the Raiders. I think he's using us for leverage. I think the Chiefs will pay him. They haven't been paying a lot. Like, remember, they let the Honey Badger go. They had a linebacker that was pretty good. They let go a guy, I think his name was Houston, if I remember correctly. They've let Tyreek Hill go, the all-pro wide receiver. So they've been winning titles and they're doing it a certain way. So they feel like when some of these guys' contracts come up, they're just going to, say adios because we've got this run. We're already, on the verge of a dynasty. Even they admit it's not a dynasty. You only have two. You got to win one more. Dynasties have three. So, or start with at least three. So if they can get a third one around this quarterback and this coach, they go down in history as a legacy. Now, having said that, they're going to let a lot of guys go, but I don't think, not him. I just don't think they'll let him go. I think they're going to, at the last minute, I think they're going to get him a deal. We got the Raider Bear. We're already winning. That's my guy right there. Appreciate you, Travis Kelly. Appreciate the love. I hope Spillane works out for you. I didn't really like him. Steeler Val, I remembered you mentioned that, but whatever the case may be, there's just times, I'm sure this has probably even happened to you, Steeler Val. I don't know how old you are, but most people, once they get beyond like 20, 21 years old, they have the experience at least once where they work at a company and they like it or they don't like it. You do well or you don't do well. It might be your second or third job your whole life, maybe your first. And then what happens is you get a little older, you start to understand time clocks and having to be on time and punctual and not flirting with your coworkers because you can get in trouble if it embarrasses them or upsets them and they report you, you can get fired. And you learn all these things from that job, not going in having known them. And then when you go to your next job after that and your next job after that, you're better. I like to think that Spillane is going to be better because he was with the Steelers, but I don't think the Steelers were giving him the responsibility on the field that he wanted. A captain, calling out plays, leading guys, working with the defensive coordinator like he's the number one, the quarterback of the defense. And to be honest with you, I think they're already going to give that to Spillane. I think they pretty much made up their mind that he's going to be not just the middle linebacker, but he's going to be the guy with the green dot on his helmet, calling out these plays defensively, making the switches, making sure everyone's where they're supposed to be, and then executing our defense. I have a feeling he's going to be in front of all of that. I hope everyone's safe in Cali and Nevada with all that rain. Praying for each and every one of y'all. Great show, Bear. Good night, Raider Nation. Appreciate the love, Travis. Good night, good night, good night, Erman Jr. Have a good night tonight. Stephen Shaw, God bless you, brother. Have a great night. All right. Everyone's cueing me on what time it is. And I'm the one over here still talking. Oh, no. I've always got one more. Raiders! All right, that's my show. Much love. I will see you tomorrow at 8 Raider Bear family page. But first, get those last bids in for the sweet Raider Locs and the 2 whiteout and the blackout Raider Bear. Remember, stars contribute to the show, go directly to charities that we work with every single day, and we will be benefiting people who don't even know this. And by the way, whether you buy into this or not, make sure you go and check out Punks for Autism. That's PFA, Punks for Autism. See there on my shirt. Check them out. They have great gear, cool shirts. You buy one of their shirts, funds go directly to autism research. It's awesome. All right, so look for the winner of the show to be announced on Raider Bear Family's page shortly after tonight's show. All right. Corinna Trujillo said, I agree with Doc Raider and Jim Van Dorn. I have this ugly gut feeling that Pendejo will possibly tank again and maybe just maybe treat Josh Jacobs ugly like he did Derek Carr. Corinna, there is a possibility of that. That is a possibility. It's just highly unlikely. With Derek Carr, there was a lot of attitude there. You're going to move on from him. You know, you were even hearing from some other Raider players, you know, who are speaking out kind of anonymously that, you know, Derek Carr was acting sort of like, you know, I'm the man here, Coach Nick Daniels, and you're going to come here and you're going to work with me because Mark Davis wants you to. And then we found out that Mark Davis was gaslighting Derek Carr, and it was actually Mark Davis who put in the 1 year out clause on Derek Carr's new contract. You know, that's not on Josh. That's on Mark Davis. So, you know, and there may still be taking. He may still make bad calls and screw up the season, 7 games or something. But you got to hope he doesn't. Because even if you think this might be some sort of long-term building plan on his part, is he going to risk messing with Max Crosby's prime to do this? Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. All right, that's my show. Much love. I'm out of time. And all of you are out of time. Last bids in, and then I'll announce a winner shortly after the show. Much love. That's my jam. And good night.